This evening's banquet, we're going to recognize some employers that have gone above and beyond when it comes to supporting their National Guard and Reserve service members. And there's some employers that do the bare minimum, and there's some that go above and beyond every day to take care of their service member, whether when they deploy, they actually pay for their insurance, or they will continue with vacation, they will get their promotions, they will keep in great notification with them so that they know things that are happening at the company or at the government agency that they work for.
If you've got a good employer, we want to know about it so we can recognize them. And simply, it starts off with what's called a Patriot Award. And it's given to a supervisor, not to a company, of just saying, hey boss, thanks for recognizing I'm in the reserve component and you have to do special stuff for me. There's 75 volunteers with the Esgr. They're the ones that do all the work. We're just on the backside, the full-time staff, making sure they get paid to travel someplace, but their time there, that's all volunteer time. So it's like somebody with the Red Cross or at a church, or if you're volunteering at a school or a library or something like that, this is exactly what they do too. Our job is there to support those volunteers. It's a volunteer organization.
You know, I served 27 years myself. I've been on both ends of the stick, and I think being a person who hires now, you get someone who is in the reserves, a veteran, anything like that, has got a military background. They've just got that something a little extra that a lot of people don't have. There's not many times that you can hire somebody in their early 20s and they have the life experiences that a soldier has.
Yeah, we're going to have be recognized for our support with our military personnel who work within our agency, Latham Police Department. It's a pretty big endeavor. You'll lose some personnel in your agency for over a year, if not longer, when they get called up. And for us, obviously, we've always supported the military piece of that with our employees. I think it's important for not just for the Latham Police Department, but there's other agencies in the Kansas City area or the state of Kansas or throughout the country that understand the importance of making sure that there are employees who also have responsibilities with the military. And I certainly want to make sure from our Chief of Police, Steve Menke, that he is very astute in knowing the importance of making sure this partnership continues. He will always support it. He'll never change that philosophy with our department, and we'll always support that.
The worth of the Reserve and Guard forces is that their children and their neighbors' children aren't having to be drafted and go to war. We have volunteers that do that, but the only way it works is to have a strong Guard and Reserve to augment the active force. And so when people say, well, what do we get out of it? We get out of it is you don't have a draft anymore. The public is behind the military now. That is your patriotic duty, is to support them. We called up the reserves, we called up the Guard. It was your neighbor who was called up, but he volunteered for it. Rather than your neighbor got the draft notice and had to go whether he wanted to or not.